Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Finally doing one of the most requested beers I've ever had in the last 2.5 years. This is a North Coast Brewing Company's Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout. He kind of looks like Geddy Lee with a beard. There's some Russian writing on the label there. Dennis, if you're watching this, you gotta translate. They'll just say product of the USA. Alcohol by volume, 9%. Fort Bragg, California, that's where they're from. See, it says, brewed in the tradition of the 18th century English brewers who supplied the Russian court of Catherine the Great, Old Rasputin develops a cult following wherever it goes. It's a rich, intense brew with big, complex flavors and a warming finish. This was actually given to me by Gary, I'm So Fat, so thanks Gary for the beer. He was in town a few weeks ago, and he bought like a whole bunch of these. You know, I'm going to use a snifter. I haven't used this in a long time. I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of head here or what. Wow, I'm surprised. I didn't think I'd get that much. Oh, now I'm all head. Well, as you can see, even in the little tiny snifter here, I got 3 fingers of head. It's definitely, it's dark brown, frothy, soapy. The body is just pitch black, no red whatsoever. It smells really good though. I mean, I can smell the roasted malts. I can smell the alcohol too. Really toasty, roasty kind of smell. Some, maybe a little bit of chocolate in there. Booze, a little bit of heat. So, let's give it a sip. Yeah. Now, I don't usually tend to be a fan of Russian Imperial Stouts or just Imperial Stouts in general, unless we're talking coffee or chocolate or something like that. But, you know, we want to talk about a good Imperial Stout. Right off the bat, this is what I want. You're getting that deeply, deeply roasted malt. It's actually similar to like burnt popcorn. And a lot of stouts have that flavor. Finishing with this velvety chocolate, like fairly dark chocolate, almost like a fudge, kind of coats the whole mouth. And yes, I did get all that out of just one swig. You know, I said I could smell the alcohol. I don't really taste the alcohol. I think I've reached a point where 9% doesn't really scare me anymore. There was a time where anything over 7% had me nervous, but now something has to be at least in double digits for me to get a little apprehensive about it. But yeah, I mean, this is amazingly smooth for such a strong beer. No alcohol taste. A lot of big strong beers like this tend to have like an actual rubbing alcohol kind of taste, so it gives like just like a dry, just like a very dry, warm feeling. Not so much here. Like just the slightest bit of warmth. I would not call it heat. It's just working so well with the body. Getting the dark chocolate and the roasted malts working very well together. So it's bitter and it's sweet at the same time. So you're getting kind of like a coffee bitterness, a dark chocolate bitterness, but you're getting a sweetness from the chocolate. It definitely lingers. It's more of like the roastiness and like the coffee kind of bitterness are lingering here. I wouldn't call it like a sweet aftertaste like you'd get in any kind of like chocolate stout or something like that. So, I mean, I should take my time with this one, but it's so tasty I just want to slurp it right down. So, I am going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with my final thoughts on the Old Rasputin.
Get ready for the first annual Albany Craft Beer Festival. Explore a world of beers from over 30 breweries at the Washington Avenue Armory on Saturday, May 14th from 4 to 8. It's all about the beer, but there will be great food as well. Admission is only $35 in advance. 40-day of show. Designated drive admission is $5. Attendance is limited, so buy your tickets today at albanybeerfest.com or at the Armory box office. It's the first annual Albany Craft Beer Festival, Saturday, May 14th from 4 to 8. One night, 100 awesome beers.
All right, final thoughts for the Old Rasputin. I really like this beer. It has a really good palate, you know, full of flavor. It started out like the coffee, the chocolate, just like the intense roasted malts. As it warmed, it got definitely more bitter and definitely drier. But not like as far as alcohol, but just like the palate itself. The chocolate was pretty rich at first. Now it's kind of taking a back seat. Alcohol starting to come out a little bit more now. I'm starting to get that kind of solvent kind of smell you tend to get in Russian Imperials and other beers of this nature. You know what? What's interesting is that this was never a sipper. I've been able to take this in very big swigs. In fact, I had to hold myself back to say a little to show you on camera here. You know, because some of these beers are just like liquid rubbing alcohol plus beer flavor. But you know, that being said, this is a really good beer. I can't quite give it a 10 because it's not blowing my mind that much. I am gonna give it a 9 though. Yeah, so 9 out of 10 for the North Coast Old Rasputin. Not quite perfect, but you know, damn near close. So that does it for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Thanks to you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it.
Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.